Hi, I'm Marlon Berry, Superintendent of the Rogers Public Schools, and it's my pleasure to help welcome you to this virtual recognition event. You know, in a school year that's been anything but normal, I'm really pleased that we get to do something that is normal this spring, and that's recognize our students for their outstanding achievements academically and athletically. But I really want to thank all of those sponsors from our clubs and our organizations and foundations and civic groups that support our students through scholarships. It's truly amazing how much support we have for our students. You're going to see more than 200 students recognized through scholarships totaling almost $500,000. So again, on behalf of the Rogers Public Schools and the administration, thank you to all of our foundations, groups, organizations that do so much to sponsor our kids. And to our students and our parents, congratulations. You get a recognition that is very well deserved.
The Buck Foundation believes an investment in individuals is returned to the community, to the nation, and to the donors themselves. It gives me great pleasure to present our New Tech Scholarship recipients for 2021. Gabe Salas has earned a scholarship for general merit in the amount of $1,000. This year, the Buck Foundation offered a new scholarship opportunity to New Tech graduating seniors. The Buck Foundation New Tech Achievement Scholarship is renewable for 4 years in the amount of $2,000 annually. Its face value is $8,000. Congratulations are extended to Evan Priest for being the inaugural recipient.
At this time, please rise for the national anthem. Good evening and welcome to the 2021 graduation exercises for Rogers New Technology High School. On behalf of the class of 2021, the administrative team, as well as faculty and staff of Rogers New Technology High School, I would like to thank you for joining us this evening for this most celebratory event. And I would bet, if we're honest with ourselves, we didn't really think we'd get here in the manner in which we did. While we had a few disruptions to the process this year, I, for one, feel like we can declare that reaching this evening has been labor-intensive, but has also been a sweet success story. 9 short months ago, many of us thought, we'll never make it to Halloween. And then we made it to Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. And here we are at Bud Walton Arena in the middle of May to celebrate an accomplishment 13 years in the making. This year has been one for generations, perhaps multiple generations. Everyone has had questions this year ranging from, I wonder when the next all-district remote learning day will be, to, I wonder who Mr. Greenwell is going to quarantine next. But if we pull back a little, we understand that it has not only been the COVID crisis that defined this fantastic group of learners, but it has been the cumulative reaction of all new tech learners to obstacles in their way. And this group of seniors led by example. It was our new tech learners that began to ask themselves back in July, how can I make this year better? It was these learners asking these types of questions in our community because that is who they are. This is the structure of school we have worked to build over 8 years in our classrooms and in the experiences we generate in the larger community. It is this need to make the environment around us better that we have worked to nurture at Rogers New Technology High School. This mentality is born out of an understanding that learners have a predominant role in making New Tech a great school, and the habits that we practice and build inside the school community will be those that you take with you beyond the schoolhouse doors. Over the last 4 years, much has changed. You have changed from a freshman class that probably didn't fully understand me when you heard me say, Rogers New Technology High School is not my school, but your school, to a group of young adults who are leaving a legacy of learning in your wake. This year, we, facilitators and learners alike, have tried to navigate this educational journey together, both understanding that this is a first for us, our first pandemic as facilitators and administrators, and your first pandemic as a learner. But Rogers New Technology High School remains, as always, your school. And you have played a leading role in creating what the New Tech Network has defined as a model or spotlight school, what U.S. News and World Report has called the top 5 best high schools in Arkansas, and what I hope you will always think of as a true learning community. While the last 16 months may not have evolved as we might have originally planned, the resilience and perseverance you have shown will continue to be an example for all to learn from. Congratulations on this momentous accomplishment. Now, I would like to take a quick moment and share with both graduates and parents my deep appreciation for your trust in and your willingness to do education differently. Learners, I know that you had choices as you were thinking about your freshman year. And parents, I want to thank you for choosing Rogers Public Schools and Rogers New Technology High School. Your willingness to share your learner with our community is greatly appreciated, and I hope that we did not disappoint. At this time, it is appropriate that we begin our first set of introductions. I would like to recognize Mr. Chip Greenwell. I could not be more proud and thankful to have an educator and administrator the caliber of Mr. Greenwell as a colleague and as a part of my administrative team. We could not do what we do in our building without Mr. Greenwell. And Chip, I would like to thank you for your commitment and willingness to support our learners, our facilitators, and me over these past many months. Thank you. I would also like all of the facilitators and staff who are with us this evening to please rise. NewTek facilitators, faculty, staff, please rise. It is this group of adult learners who have pushed members of this graduating class and asked you to improve daily in order to become the young adults that you are now. Learners, I hope you feel you have been in an educational environment that has allowed you to not only grow, but to become better as you have made the journey today. Thank you. As we move through tonight's ceremony, I would like to invite to the podium the first of 3 senior remarks led by the speaking team of Joy Elias Guerra and Crystal Lazama. You will be able to follow along in your program as they are immediately followed by Jesus Ballesteros. Our final senior remarks will be made by Finley Lawrence. Ladies, please approach the podium. All 3 of them.
We're missing, there's 3 minutes.
I took it. Sorry.
Okay. Finishing middle school was our midpoint, one step away from high school. We were given the choice of 3 different schools, and one of our greatest decisions, it was NewTek. Individually, we bring the school together and bring out the best in each other. NewTek is a school you cross along by and wonder what goes on inside its walls. Although with its bland walls, the students here and staff paint them with their creative ideas and unique perspectives on life. Before I take a step inside, I take a look. Oh, small crowd. I can do this. Shortly after, I see a man in his 20s walking up to me. Señor Martinez for you. Or how we like to refer to him as El Aventurero. Who could have known he'd have caused such a transformation in me? Right across the hallway, Miss Garcia. Really, she was more like a mother figure with her chancla. Let me just say, no student would question the power of the chancla. As those that know him, leader of the dark side, Mr. Daniels. 6-hour psychology, how could I forget? The near-death experience you played on us. The master of Big X and Big Y, Mr. Sprinkle. Something I thought I'd never say, but that I actually miss. Mr. Phelps, I recognize your effort in helping me succeed academically and being an influence on my recent coffee addiction. It's a really creamy, sweet, and delicious juggle. Madame Grieve, mon professeur de français, my friend, je l'apprécie, and Miss Work, who helped us to grow to become the writers we are today.
Special thanks to Mr. Daniels, Sprinkle, Miss Garcia, and Feltz. You are tough teachers, and I think you know it. It isn't necessarily a bad thing. I applaud you for pushing me and to always work my hardest, and for supporting me with great opportunities, and for always believing in me and pushing me to my best potential. I use this work ethic and hardworking attitude with my coworkers and in everything I do. This is something I will never forget, thanks to you.
My mentors, I appreciate all of you, the staff, the janitors of NewTek, and everyone who makes NewTek the special place that it is.
Our perspectives might be different, but I can assure you we all walked in with the joy of the high school experience that very first day. You all remember, right? And later getting our driver's license, making new friends, and starting relationships. Over the course of these 4 years, project-based learning was the foundation of our education. Making connections, improving our oral communication, never thought I'd see that coming. High school is a game changer. COVID-19 was our battleground. We fought, and now we are here with victory as ours. Only we know the struggles we have been through and the fight we could still be facing. This moment is ours. We made it this far and will continue to grow. New Tech could be described as the school of smart people, or kids with depression go here. Pardon me, but ain't no school do it differently than we do.
If I may, I'd like to dedicate these next lines to Spanish and French-speaking families. Un día de plática, mi maestro, el señor Martínez, nos da un consejo y dice así: nunca hay que olvidar el sacrificio que uno de padre hizo por nosotros.
Yo sé que muchos igual a mis papás vinieron a este país con el sueño de salir adelante. Es gracias a ustedes que tenemos la oportunidad de ser alguien en la vida.
Mamá, papá, gracias. De todo cariño, gracias. Espero poder pagarles por todo lo que me han dado. Igual me gustaría que toda la comunidad hispana reconociera el éxito de hoy.
Todos nosotros somos la prueba que sí se puede.
All you need is ganas.
Bonjour, Madame Grieve. Je veux profiter de ce temps pour vous remercier d'entre notre professeur et ami. Christelle et moi vous apprécierons et vous aimerons toujours. Merci.
As we receive our welcome into the adult world after high school, I sincerely wish each and every one of you the best. We each have a story to tell and currently a story in the making. Who knows? A couple of years down the road, you might turn the channel and watch me in Univision or Telemundo. If you do, your brain will remind you and say, hey, that was the New Tech kid. I can't assure you what might happen because life is about taking risks. My best advice,
Add a
add a little bit of spice. I mean, we've been in the same routine for 12 or 13 years. It's time for something new. A year ago, every one of us was bored out of our minds in quarantine. Some of us weren't expecting to get through the year, myself included. Look at us now, not so bored and with a bright future in stock for us. My respect to all of you. Keep your heads up, class of 2021. Thank you.
Before I start, I'd like to take care of some quick housekeeping stuff. If your name is Michael, please stand up. Okay, you can sit down now. That concludes our mic check. And no, I didn't prepare that year in advance. Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Ballesteros, and I am delighted to be speaking here in front of the New Tech class of 2021, the MASH class. On behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to thank all parents, grandparents, and loved ones that have helped us make it here today. Thank you to my fellow graduates, facilitators, administration, and the school board. I say fellow because we are a family, a Rogers School District family. Although I started a few rough patches back in my day, I'm excited to say the growth of my peers and I has been immeasurable over the past 4 years. From stuttering anxiously at our first freshman presentation to stuttering anxiously at my first high school graduation, I have to say, it feels good. In order to understand the magnitude of our shared success, you really need to know a little bit more about me and those previously mentioned rough patches. In elementary school, I was kicked out of second grade for my insubordinate behavior, picking on kindergartners and stealing lunch money. Not really, but you get the point. I still remember the embarrassed look on my single mother's face when she would have to leave her job to pick me up for being suspended. Eventually, I was sent to an alternative school. After almost a year away, I was allowed to return. 8 years after returning to Eastside Elementary, I received some of the best news of my life. After overcoming the shock of it all, I sent my fourth grade teacher an email. I wanted to read the entire letter, but my English teacher reminded me I was giving a speech, not writing an autobiography. Dear Miss Gonzalez, this letter is long overdue and it's been tumbling around in my mind. So I thought it was finally time to thank you. I just sent you a friend request on Facebook because I hope even after so many years, you remember me, your favorite student ever. You might remember I was a horrible kid. Struggling to stay out of the office was normal. I hated school, I hated learning, and I hated the consequences. For months, it was the same cycle: school, office, suspension, and rinse, wash, repeat. Then I was in fourth grade sitting before you. You made me feel like family, like I mattered. You invested in me when no one else would. You made me fall in love with school again. I fell in love with math when I could hardly pay attention before. Now, I'm taking the most advanced math course in the district, and I've made straight A's since sixth grade. I continue talking about how amazing she is, but the news I shared was my acceptance to my dream school, Stanford University. And I know you might be thinking, oh, he got into Stanford, it must mean he's really smart. And I'd love to agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Since that email, I've been lucky enough to receive admission to schools like Princeton University, Vanderbilt University, and even a full ride to Emory University. Amidst these opportunities, I've received many scholarships, including the nationally renowned Coca-Cola Scholarship and the Gates Scholarship. However, these achievements I bring up not to brag, but reminders of how much I owe to those who believed in me. With every accomplishment, I hope to make up for the embarrassment I had caused my mother. I am far from a self-made man because I was shaped by my peers, parents, facilitators, and administration. I remember sitting in middle school when Dr. Arbuckle and his minions, learners, visited. Somehow when he was selling New Tech to us, he forgot to mention his annual ritual he does to the elite hip-hop song, Ice Ice Baby. I remember Dr. A stressed how New Tech does things differently. However, I never imagined that meant facilitators were the ones doing the bullying on learners. Thank you, Mr. Daniels, for the nickname Big Head. Nonetheless, we were convinced New Tech was for us, a new stone to be overturned. Little did we know New Tech would become more than just a high school, but a home. 1,460 days of loving every second we spent at New Tech. Well, not exactly, but you remember wishing for graduation? Today, as much as we wish we could stay, we dive into a new chapter in our lives, a new chapter yet to be filled with memories. But do not let us leave this chapter behind without remembering its impact. Thank you to every single facilitator and member of the faculty and administration for making New Tech an inclusive place for growth and learning. Thank you to our teachers for believing in us when we were full of self-doubt. Thank you for dealing with all of our moans and groans. Thank you for loving us when we didn't feel worth loving. Thank you for teaching us to never settle, and although teaching us might not have changed the world, I know it changed our view of the world around us. I want to give a special thank you to our cleaning staff and lunch ladies, not only for keeping the school clean or giving me extra carrots at lunch, but because you reminded me of my parents. You symbolize the unappreciated hard work of immigrants like my family. Your bright smiles reminded me of their optimistic attitudes despite their adversities. Y a mis papás, lo hicimos. Les quiero decir muchas gracias por todo su apoyo entre lo fácil y difícil, por todas las veces que me recordaron que todo iba a estar bien y por siempre echarle ganas. Aunque no pudieron ayudarme con aplicar a la universidad, me dieron el valor para aprovechar al máximo las oportunidades de New Tech. No hay palabras que puedan decirles lo agradecido que soy. Lo siento por tomar demasiado tiempo para ver todos sus sacrificios como padres. Lo siento, mamá, por la vergüenza, pero espero verte sentir orgullosa. Y lo siento por no decir esto más, pero los amo. Y como me dijeron desde el principio, sí se puede. My parents and I are eternally grateful for New Tech and the Rogers School District and how it has shaped me into the young man I am today. But whether it's your friends, parents, grandparents, or pet fish who make up your immediate family, it's easy to forget how much our families have helped us on this road. This past year, among self-reflection, I've thought about how lucky I am to have such supporting parents. But I remember there was once a time where I was frustrated and annoyed by their acts of love. Now, I see how limited our time is. To my fellow graduates, when you go home tonight, hug whoever has helped you on this journey. Whether it's your parents, grandparents, or siblings, thank them for believing in you before it's too late. Before you wish you would have one last time. Make sure to look around and breathe periodically. I know it's easy to get caught in the hustle and bustle of life, but we don't take the moment to enjoy where we are now, it will fly by, because if these past 4 years have taught us anything, it's that life waits for no one. It seems like just yesterday we were talking as freshmen to our friends about how we couldn't wait to graduate. So take some time to breathe and live in the moment, because before you know it, you could be sitting through a speech given by the most handsome guy you know, Dr. Arbuckle. Despite the circumstances, I know you will succeed because you've managed to graduate through a pandemic. Remember to stay weird, embrace the discomfort of life, because as you know by now, that's when you grow the most. Like Ms. Basic says, make good choices and be good people. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Do y'all remember Jenkins? I had Lou and Sis in my freshman year, and the assignments were wacky, to say the least. One of my favorites was the speech we had to write to save us from dinosaurs. And Jenkins, the futuristic time-traveling spy, played by Mr. Sisson, of course, sent us video instructions, never quite remembering which eye his eye patch was supposed to be over. In the end, the dinosaurs ate everyone. Lou and Sisson preached, small wins equal big wins, meaning that you need to appreciate the little moments of joy or success, because you can't achieve something big without first achieving something small. They taught us that sometimes you're just going to lose, so you might as well enjoy every small victory you get. Things only got harder from there. Basic and Bardessa's class was one of my absolute favorites, which somehow makes it harder to think of what to say. That class, aptly named Global Humanities Project, was truly about what it means to be human. While they were teaching us about other cultures, they were really teaching us about empathy and other lessons I'm only beginning to learn now. One moment that sticks vividly in my mind was actually a part of National History Day, not class. I just gotten my feedback from the judges and had walked away from the group to cry. Ms. Basic came to check up on me, and she asked me if I knew it was okay to cry, to show emotion. 2 years and some therapy later, I'm still trying to find my comfort zones, but I always remember that I can cry if I need to. It's healthy to let yourself feel things, and in high school, you feel a lot. Love, attraction, exhaustion, confusion, frustration. There's a lot of frustration. I'm not sure I remember a single science concept from Mr. Koff's chemistry, but I'll never forget the day that he came into class baffled by the way the school system kills curiosity, wondering how he could fix it. That was the beginning of the realization that I write about things to process them, because I wrote about that conversation later in Ms. Rorick's AP Language and Composition, Basics Creative Writing, and my Common App college application. Writing about it made me realize that I want to spend the rest of my life trying to improve the education system, because New Tech showed me what a phenomenal school can do for students. Everyone deserves this experience. That conversation is also a prime example of one way New Tech is atypical in such a beautiful manner. Mr. Koff was talking about school as every student thinks about it, but no teacher had ever said aloud to us before. Mr. Koff said it aloud because people aren't afraid to speak here. We don't have to be afraid to be ourselves. We can live our truths whatever they are. We're weird people, and that's how we like it. In Mr. Daniel Psych, we had a week of divergence, purposely breaking social norms. Most of my behavior went completely unnoticed. I even received compliments on some ridiculous outfits, like wearing my grad gown on a random Wednesday. I've always been supported at New Tech, often in ways I didn't even know I needed to be supported. And in the end, this weird and welcoming environment has pushed me to be myself, all 5'2" of queer, nerdy, political, oddball me. I love New Tech, and I will forever be grateful to all the facilitators, faculty, and admin who helped shape this school into the weird and beautiful place it is. Thank you for all you do. And I'm grateful to all the students. who remind me that being weird is normal. To all who remind me that I deserve love even when I don't feel like I do. This school, these people, this big family is helping me learn to love myself, and I know I'm not the only one. Students blossom here. We don't just learn subjects, we learn how to grow from failure, live life with empathy, and love and share our authentic selves. I know everyone is happy to graduate, but God, I'm gonna miss you guys. We're all growing up now. Good luck.
At this time, I would like to recognize the work and the effort of the class of 2021. If those members of National Honor Society would please stand. Go ahead, it's okay, stand. National Honor Society is a student organization recognized by Rogers Public Schools. NHS members are those students who have met qualifications in the following 4 areas: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. NHS members can be recognized by the blue and gold cord worn over their graduation vestments. If you are graduating with honors, please stand. Honors graduates have taken the required coursework and achieved a 3.3 GPA or better, along with the appropriate number of quality points. These learners are recognized by the gold cord worn over their graduation vestments. Those learners who are graduating with high honors, please stand. These learners have taken the required coursework and achieved a GPA of at least 3.75 along with the appropriate number of quality points and are recognizable by the gold tassel. And finally, learners who have met a 4.0 GPA or higher along with the appropriate number of quality points are recognized as graduating with distinguished honors. Will our distinguished honor graduates please rise? Our distinguished honor graduates have been awarded both the gold cord and the golden tassel of the previous distinctions, with the addition of the Distinguished Honors Medallion. The white cord represents a 3.5 GPA or better. Over the past 2 years, many of our graduates have not only been taking high school courses, but they have also accepted the challenge of college. Tonight, we also recognize 4 students on the floor who actually became college graduates last week. If you completed the requirements for an associate's degree, please rise and be recognized. All of our graduate distinctions are listed in the program for review. Congratulations to all of you. I would also like to take a few moments to recognize the Rogers Board of Education and the district leadership team. When I call your name, I would ask the member of the board to please rise and be recognized. We have Mr. Nathan Gerhan, Miss Amy Horn, Mr. Mitch Lockhart, Mr. Rob Phillips, Miss Suzanne Spivey, Miss Paige Saltemeyer, and Mr. Curtis Clements. Due to COVID restrictions, several of our district administrators are with us this evening, but not represented here on stage. These administrators include Mr. Charles Lee, Assistant Superintendent for General Administration, Ms. Charla Osborne, Assistant Superintendent for General Administration at the elementary level, Dr. Virginia Abernathy, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and Dr. Roger Hill, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. Also at this time, I would like to recognize Dr. Marlon Berry, Superintendent of Rogers Public Schools. Dr. Berry, I would like to invite you to the podium, and to you, I present the Rogers New Technology High School class of 2021.
Good evening. New Tech seniors, on behalf of the Board of Education and the district's administration, I want to congratulate you on all of the success that has brought you to tonight. Members of the Rogers School Board, I present to you the New Tech High School class of 2021, as these learners have met all requirements that have been set by the state of Arkansas and the Rogers Public School District, and I hereby present them for the awarding of diplomas. Congratulations.
I'm going to invite to the podium Mr. Nathan Haley and Mr. Logan Vaughn for the turning of the tassels.
Say something? Hey. No one told me I was going to have to say something? Yeah. But I'm here to lead you in the turning of the tassels. So, take your tassel and move it over to the left side.
Diego Aldaco.
Emanuel Almaraz.
Erika Álvarez.
Ángela Andrade.
Rodrigo Iván Ángeles.
Jordan Arnold.
Jesús Ballesteros.
Christopher Barrera.
Brandon Barron.
James Bauer.
Kendall Berlin.
Kayla Blanco.
Marcus Bohannon.
Koana Bollinger.
Amelia Bradley.
Joshua Breeden.
Esmeralda Brenna. Caitlin Brown.
Sarah Bridges.
Angela Brittany Campuzano.
Catherine Cabrera.
Alexandra Castro Montelongo.
Darcy Castile.
Connor Shaffey.
Chris Ceballos.
Joshua Comer.
Jared Xiang.
Kaylee Korsha.
Omar Contreras.
Linda Cristobal.
Hunter Cossey.
Draven Cura.
Hector Cuevas.
Sophie Davis.
David Daniel.
Colby Durr.
Catherine Decker.
Joy Elias Guerra.
Caden Doak.
Jaslyn Elliott.
Joshua Elizalde.
Maria Espinosa.
Louis Epley III.
Alejandra Flores.
Danielle Farrell.
Nicholas Fulton.
Sydney Fruz.
Axel Garcia.
Desiree Gamboa.
Jason Garcia.
Christian Garcia.
Arena Gurenko.
María del Carmen García.
Giselle Guerrero.
Juan Antonio González.
Nathan Haley.
Paulina Guillén.
Carlos Hernández.
Angélica Hernández.
Savannah Hutt.
Miguel Hernández.
Gray Johnston.
Aileen Jiménez.
Alexandra Kiggins.
Nicholas Johnston.
Cameron Colson.
Sullivan King.
Sarah Land.
Juliana Laguna.
Finley Lawrence.
Jocelyn Landa.
Crystal Lizama Carrasco.
Weiler Linder.
Chance Looper.
Trevor Lukash.
Franklin Martin.
Pablo Madrigal.
Ruby Martinez.
Angélica Martínez.
Connor McQueen.
Finian McKee.
Haley Mendoza.
Giselle Mejía.
Kaylin Mitchum.
Caitlin Miles.
Caitlin Morantes.
Yareli Mora Montalvo.
Justin Mounts.
Paige Moral.
Ryan Nadim.
Selena Muñoz.
Miranda Nava.
Brandon Nava.
Abigail Núñez Piña.
Eduardo Nieves.
Brian Ostrowski.
Andrick Ordóñez.
Brenda Perea.
Santos Pardo.
Evan Priest.
Ángel Pimental.
Jordan Ritchie.
Dara Reyes.
Ian Robertson.
Melissa Rivera.
Victor Rogel.
Victoria Rodríguez.
Faith Ryan.
Sydney Russo.
Gabriel Salas Carrillo. Alain Salinas.
Dylan Safley.
Melissa Sandoval.
Gabriel Salinas.
Jocelyn Santillan.
Gabriel Saunders.
Jose Sik.
Aide Denise Santillan.
Jenna Solomon.
Thomas Schneider.
Carla Torres.
Michaela Sinclair.
Sam Turner.
Sierra Smith.
Jeremy Ventura.
Gabrielle Thornhill.
Eli Walker.
Dominique Trong. Logan Vaughan.
Jesse Worso.
Maximilian Wage.
Jermia Raquela Williams.
Jasmine Watson. Joshua Willard. Brandon Wilson.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming this evening and honoring our graduates along with us. Congratulations to everyone.